Clara Dane, a 12-year-old girl, had always lived a peaceful life on the lush, green planet of Zinus 4. The colony she called home was part of a larger interplanetary federation that allowed for trade, cooperation, and peaceful coexistence. Her family, engineers, and scientists had worked for years to help maintain the planet's infrastructure and ensure the safety of the inhabitants. For Clara, life was simple. She spent her days exploring the planet's vast forests, learning survival skills from her father, and dreaming of a future where she could explore the stars herself. But one fateful night, everything changed. A race of ruthless aliens, known as the Virelian Empire, descended upon Zinus 4. The Virelians were an advanced, militaristic species, known across the galaxy for their cruelty. Their ships tore through the skies, and within hours, the peaceful planet was in chaos. The Virelians sought to claim Zinus 4's resources, and in their wake, they left a trail of devastation, enslaving and experimenting on the population. Clara's family, along with many others, was caught in the invasion. The Virelians raided their home, killing her parents in cold blood, leaving Clara with nothing but the ashes of the world she had once known. But the Virelians did not stop there. Clara was captured and taken aboard one of their massive warships, where she was to become the subject of their twisted experiments. The Virelians believed that no being, no matter how young or fragile, could resist their power. They tortured Clara for months, pushing her body and mind to the breaking point in an attempt to extract whatever secrets they believed lay within her. They were wrong. Though Clara's body was weak and fragile, her spirit was unbreakable. She refused to give in to their methods. Every painful experiment, every torturous session, only fueled her desire to survive. Clara's resolve grew stronger with each passing day. She was determined to escape, to live, and most importantly, to honor the memory of her family. The Virelians underestimated her, assuming that her age and fragility would make her compliant. But Clara had a secret, the fire inside her. The connection to the strength her father had instilled in her was far more powerful than anything the Virelians could break. One day, while being moved to a new section of the warship, Clara stumbled upon a forgotten supply room. In the dim, dusty space, she discovered something long abandoned, an old weathered bow. It was an ancient relic, a weapon long and used by the Virelians. But Clara, with the few memories she had of her father's teachings, knew its significance. Her father had once taught her how to use a bow, even though they had never needed it on their peaceful home planet. It was a weapon of precision, focus, and patience. It was the perfect tool for someone like Clara. Though her body was weakened by months of torment, Clara was not the same frightened girl who had been captured. She had learned to survive. She picked up the bow, feeling its weight in her hands, and for the first time since the invasion, a sense of purpose returned to her. She had no intention of being anyone's experiment any longer. She would fight back. For weeks, Clara trained in secret, using the bow to practice her aim, learning to fight with the same precision and quiet focus that had once seemed out of reach. The Virelian soldiers, who had grown accustomed to seeing her as a helpless victim, never suspected that the quiet girl in the corner of the cell was transforming into something far more dangerous. Clara's chance came one night when the Virelian ship docked at a nearby moon for resupply. She saw it as her only opportunity for escape. She had carefully studied the layout of the warship and planned her move. She had a singular goal: escape and take down those who had stolen everything from her. Using her bow as her only weapon, Clara began her mission. She silently took down guards along the way, each shot finding its mark with deadly precision. The ship was in chaos as the alarms blared, but Clara moved quickly, her instincts guiding her. She was no longer the helpless girl who had been taken from her home. She was a force of nature. She made her way to the ship's control room, where the Virelian commander, General Zothar, sat overseeing the operations. He was unaware of the havoc Clara had caused, believing her to be locked away. But Clara had come to end the Virelian reign of terror. She confronted General Zothar, the one responsible for the invasion and her family's death. "You've taken everything from me," Clara said, her voice steady despite the fury building inside her. "But I'm taking it all back." General Zothar laughed, mocking her, assuming she was just another child. But Clara's steady hand drew the bow back, and with a sharp release, an arrow flew, striking Zothar in the chest. It was a clean shot, and he fell instantly, unable to comprehend the power of a child he had underestimated. With the general dead, Clara quickly took control of the ship's systems, disabling its weapons and sending a distress signal to nearby allies. The Virelian forces were thrown into disarray as Clara activated the ship's self-destruct sequence, ensuring that the warship would never be used again. But Clara didn't stop there. She had learned enough during her captivity to know that she could not let the Virelian Empire continue its reign of terror. She would have to fight on, not just for herself, but for all those oppressed by this ruthless empire. After escaping the warship's destruction, Clara found herself alone in the vastness of space, but she wasn't afraid. She had become something she never imagined, a warrior, a survivor, and a symbol of defiance. As she journeyed through the stars, the legend of Clara Dane, the girl who had been tortured, enslaved, and experimented on but rose again to become the galaxy's greatest archer, spread like wildfire. Clara had been pushed to the brink, but in the end, she had risen as the archer of the stars, a hero of the galaxy, and the last hope for the oppressed.